Welcome to another TrapSiege tutorial. Today we're going to talk about the one player that ruled them all, the one player that bound them. And yes, I'm ripping off Lord of the Rings. Basically, it's a Flash player that plays across all web browsers, pretty much new, old, and it plays on mobile platforms, iPhone, Google phones, etc., etc. So it is a pretty amazing video player. I'm going to hit play right here. You can see it's got a timeline, it's got the pause, it's got the audio controls. There's no audio in this video, that's not why we're not hearing anything. And we've got the maximize screen. And mind you, I'm in Google Chrome and we get the maximize full window button. So that's really cool. Um, Again, this does play on the iPhone, iPad devices, so that's pretty good. Let's see here. Oh, and Internet Explorer. If I copy this code just to prove to you guys that it works in Internet Explorer. Oops, I don't need to add a plus sign, I just need to hit enter. It's going to block me when I try to do this, and I'm going to say allow block content so it plays. Flash gives me a warning because I'm trying to play this locally off my computer. So boom, I can hit play. Pretty good. It does have, again, full screen mode, works in Firefox, Safari, etc., etc. So this is a pretty cool player. And if I switch this mode, if I go to Web Developer Tools and switch it over to IE8, you can see it still works, even if I refresh it. So that is some good stuff. Can't complain about this player. It is really cool. So I'm going to close that out, leave that open. All right. So first off, let's talk about how you have to encode your videos. Handbrake.fr. Download this. That looks like when you install it. This program, you drag and drop your video into here. You choose the location. Doesn't matter where you drag and drop the video in here. If you need help with this, watch the creating an HTML5 video player. I go through and actually show how to use this. The biggest thing is you want to shoot for iPad if you want your videos to be mobile accepted as well. So this is the format you're going to use, iPad. You're also going to make sure under Tools, Options, Output that you're always using MP4s. Usually this is set to automatic. Choose always use MP4, okay? That is a huge factor. All right, that's absolutely needed. iPad, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to go to Firefox and encode your video in OGG. You don't have to encode it in a WebM format. You don't have to do any of that. Just one time. You don't have to encode it in a Flash format, FLV. You just have to sit there and encode it once, and as the MP4. So that's really cool. So you encode it, or you can render it out of your. I would actually put it through this Handbrake. Put it through Handbrake because this will set it to settings that mobile devices can see it correctly. So Handbrake it is. Go ahead and do that to your video. You can see here I already have a video MP4, and I have a thumbnail that I created for that video file. That's just a JPEG. Okay. Now the file, the player is going to be longtailvideo.com/player/jw-flv-player. I'm going to put this link right below this tutorial, copy and paste it, go to this website and download. Now, this is a free version, except for if you're going to use it for commercial use, meaning that you're going to make money off of it. If you're going to do that, you do have to buy the pro version, which is I think about 70 bucks, 70, 80 bucks US dollars, otherwise 59 euros. Getting the pro version absolutely is worth it because you can put your own watermarks in. You can add advertising plugins. So if you have a lot of traffic at your site and you want to make money off of having ads in the videos, then this is worth it. I know a lot of people out there, oh no, don't put ads in your videos. Well, listen, those of us who are throwing free content up there for you guys to watch, like our tutorials, we need to make money somehow. And believe me when I tell you, the site does not make a lot of money. We'll be lucky if we pull $100 a month off this site. We don't get enough people clicking on ads and stuff. With that, if you guys can Google like us and Facebook like us and stuff like that, so we can help improve the quality of the site and get more people on there and make a little bit more money to keep going with this for you guys. Just a side note. But anyway, so you can buy the pro version if you want, or you can just download the free version. I just downloaded the free version for this tutorial. When you download it, you get this file, which is a zipped. You right click on it and you say extract all, and you get this file here, which comes with the sample video. But what we're after, a README file, which gives you a lot of good information about the player. Definitely check it out. It also gives you a PDF guide that talks about the player. It gives you the JW player, which is the JavaScript, and it gives you the Swift file that we need. So there's a lot of things. The only two files we're going to take out of here are these two, but the rest is good information. And they give you a sample video that you can use with the sample preview image. So I'm going to leave this up for right now. We talked about the JW player. We played with that. We talked about Handbrake. Okay, so let's get started. So yes, the JW player is amazing. Plays across all blah 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 all web platforms, and it plays across the mobile devices. Now I'm going to go ahead and go new folder. Again, you probably already have your website built in a folder, so you don't have to do this. I'm just starting from scratch. New, let's say video site, just like before when I was doing the actions or HTML5 video player. So we're going to go inside this. Here's inside the folder. We're going to create a new folder. I hope you can see these submenus, by the way. New folder. And this folder name is going to be CSS. CSS. We're going to create another new one. New folder. This one's going to be scripts. Okay, new folder. We're going to do images. New folder. We're going to do videos. You notice I'm keeping everything lowercase. And see, we got CSS, images, scripts, videos. That's good. So we can grab our video file right now, drag and drop it into the video folder. Grab our thumbnail, drag and drop into the image folder. So they're done with that. Now we need the Swift player, so I'm going to hit Control C and paste it into here, Control V. So you could put this in a folder, but I think it's just easier to leave it with the HTML where your HTML sits. Then the JW player, Control C, we're going to paste this into the scripts folder because the script's going to contain all our JavaScripts. Okay, so we have our JavaScript, we copied it from here, we have our player. So pretty much we're almost done actually. Now we just need to create the HTML document. You probably already have yours started. I'm going to be using Dreamweaver to build mine in. You can use Notepad++ or Notepad or any other text-based editing system to do so. I know I'm talking really fast and I apologize. I'm just trying to get through this. I'm probably talking way too fast. Let's slow down. Okay, so HTML is the document type. It already sets a bunch of code for me. That's cool. Files, save as. And I'm going to save this into the new website directly in here. I'm going to call this index.html. Now you don't have to use index if this is going to be like a video page, like whatever page this is, you're going to call it that. I'm using an index right now because I don't have anything else. So index, save, and then I'm going to go File, New, CSS, delete what's in here, Files, Save As, save it into the CSS folder. I'm going to call this style.css. Style.css. I can make sure I'm choosing the CSS type, style. Okay, and click Save. Okay, so I have my style CSS, I have my index.html. You would leave these two tabs open if you're working with Notepad++, but I'm actually working with Dreamweaver, so I don't need to leave my CSS open, and I'll show you why here in a sec. Okay, so I'm just going to copy some quick code from another document to speed along this process. You probably already have it. So we need a link ref. The CSS, we're going into the folder, that CSS folder, and finding the styles. You're going inside of here and finding that. That's what this code is all about. We're telling it to be a style sheet and a text-based style sheet. So that pretty much sums up that. To be nice and neat, I guess I could grab this information and tab it over. Tab on the keyboard. Save, Control S. If I click out of, well, I guess Dreamweaver already saved it for me, but you can see here now I have the style sheet pop up as a secondary tab and source code. So that's really nice. Okay, inside my body area, let's get some space in here and add some information. So let's build a basic template for our site. Let's go with, I'm just going to again copy and paste code to speed this along. Tab this over. So a div ID of header, I'm going to copy this, paste it, paste it. So I'm going to call this content. I'm going to call this footer. Okay, you should probably already have all this set up. Probably throw some extra text in here, some header text, h1, trap CG, that's probably good. Backslash, close it off. Probably could call this on the tab. Okay. Anything else I need to cover? So, okay, in my header I have trap CG. That's cool. We're going to leave it at that. My content area, that's what we're going to play with next. So, content area. Actually, no, let's go ahead and save this. Let's jump over to the CSS document and get some code in here. I'm actually just going to copy and paste to speed this process along. So I've got body, background, I'm setting a color, margin 0, padding 0. My header, good with the header, so I'm going to copy this, hit enter, enter, paste, enter, enter, paste. So the center one, see that's the first one, here's the second one. I'll call this content, call this footer. My content, I'm going to drop down the opacity to 5% and increase the height to 500 pixels. I'm going to save this, come back to here, make sure this is saved, and I'm just going to test this. I can come up here and test it in any one of the browsers right here, or I can just go into the folder if you don't have that option. Not this one, close that out. Go into the main folder, here's our index, double click, you can see here, header, footer, we got trap CG in, boom. Okay, some basic HTML stuff going on. I'll have all this code up there for you to copy and paste right underneath the tutorial. All right, so we have our body tag content. Let's create our actual script. All right, in the content area, this is what I'm going to do, because I'm actually pulling this from their website. Of what they requested. So I'm going to go in my content area. Oops, messing with the wrong document. I'm going to go tab, and I'm going to say, I'm going to create a new division, div, and id that's going to equal, I'm going to call this media player. Okay. So I'm stating a name for my player that I can control. And I'm going to close this off. I'm going to close it off all in the same line. That way this is easier to read. So my division ID, I opened it up and then I closed it, and it's the media player. Now, below all this information, inside the body tag though, so I'm still inside the body tag, I'm going to add my scripts for this. And my scripts I want to keep kind of separate away from everything else so it's easy to manage my site. So the first script I'm going to write in is going to be greater than value sign script. Actually, let me tab this over. There we go. Greater than value sign script. Let's see, script. And we're going to type type script type equals quotes, and we're going to go text /Java script end quotes. Now again, I'm getting this from their website, so I'm following exactly what they're telling me to follow. So I'm typing, I'm creating a script. The script type is going to be a text-based Java script, and then I'm going to find the source from src as source equals, and this is where I go. I'm going to go into type out the path for, where is it? I'm typing out the path for the scripts folder, and then the JW player. JW, yep. So script is going to be folder name, scripts, /JW player .js, end quotes, less than value sign, and then let's close this off by just getting our scripts closed off. Script. So we have script start. We're playing with the type. We're closing it off. That's good. Now we need to apply it again, and I'm not 100% sure why they wanted us to apply it again, but again, I'm following their site. So we're going to do, I actually just need to copy and paste this right here. Control C, paste it here, and then add the less than value sign. Okay, put it in twice, go figure, I don't know why. So I'm going to go JW player, PLAYER, and I'm going to do parenthesis, media player, and actually I need to add these in quotes. Oops, there we go. And end parenthesis dot setup. And we're going to do parenthesis again, curly bracket. Okay. All right, we're not finished. What we're doing here is that we're referencing the fact that the media player here that's being put inside the content is being controlled by this Java, the JW player. So that's how we're controlling everything, is through that and linking it together. If this was a different name, you need to label it down here differently as well. So we're going to go ahead and go flash player, comma, or colon, sorry, not comma, colon, space, open quotes, and you can see Dreamweaver automatically adds the open and end quotes for this. We're going to type in player.swift. So this is where we're looking for the Flash player. We're calling upon the Flash player. We're calling, and then the Flash player is going to be Flash player.swift. Again, going back to the folder. That's this right here, player.swift. Okay. Now, if I put this in one of the folders, I would just have to add the folder name in front of this first, backslash. Okay, but I didn't, so I'm going to keep it just like that, comma, enter, and then I'm going to do file, semicolon, or colon, sorry, not semicolon, colon. So file, and this is where I'm going to call upon which video file I want played. So opening quotes, and it was in our videos folder, videos, backslash, just again to show where. We have videos, and it's going to be ex2.mp4. So ex2.mp4. Boom. And we can add a comma, enter the image. This is where we're going to use the thumbnail. We're going to do colon, sorry. And then again, inside quotes, we're going to add images folder, images, backslash, and it was ex2.jpg. And just to point this out, you can see that if I go back here, you can see that it has images, images folder, and ex2.jpg. Okay, so images backslash ex2.jpg. We're going to add the comma again. Okay, so that pretty much finishes that off. I'm going to go ahead, actually no, let's control the height and the width. So you're going to go width, width, colon, space. Well, you don't have to add a space. Let's do 720 for now by 405. So that's the width. We're going to add a comma, the height, colon, and this is going to be 405. Now I'm not going to add a comma this time. Okay, so 405, no comma, and I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to close this off with a curly bracket, then a the shift 0. What is that? Semicolon, parentheses. Sorry. So parenthesis, then a semicolon. That should actually close that off. I'm going to enter, and to close off my script, I'm going to go open or greater than value sign backslash script less than value sign. So that closes that off. So again, this is my scripts. I'm not putting it inside of my footer or my content area. I'm not putting it inside of anything. All right. If I clean some of this up, I can do that. I can probably bring this in. Bring this in. All right. So if I had more than one video player, meaning video on my website, I would just have to copy this, paste it, and then change the name, copy all this, paste it, and change the name here. So I can have more than one stacked upon each other. 720 by 405. Is there anything else? Let's save this. It doesn't look like syntax, no syntax error is good. So it looks like mine is good. Let's go ahead and test it. Firefox. And I'm going to say OK. I had a warning sign because, again, I'm testing this from my computer and it doesn't really like that. And you can see here it plays. And there's my player sitting on my website. And again, I can choose the size of it. It's got the full screen mode. The player disappears when I roll off of it. Some really cool stuff. Close this and just to keep. Oops, I just tested it in Firefox. Let's test it. You can see it gave me my thumbnail there. IE. It's going to give me this warning. Close this. Allow content. Okay, so that you can see it works in IE. Close this. And last but not least, Chrome. Click OK. Play. So, pretty cool stuff. All right. I'm going to close all that. Don't need this. Don't need this open. Leave that for now. Okay, so JW script, everything works. Now to control the position and all that, because I am giving this a ID of media player, I can come over to the CSS and I can add this anywhere, but I'm going to put it below my content because it is in my content area. I'm going to go $, media player, curly bracket, and let's try typing in. Let's see here. Let's go MAR. Oops, that didn't work. MARGIN margin auto semicolon enter. Let me add my curly bracket to get this in here. Tab it over a couple. Okay, so I have a margin of auto. I'm going to, let's see what else. Let's do to center it, TEXT text dash ALINE text align. No, ALIGN, I think. Yeah, text align, curly bracket, and center, CNTER, semicolon. Save this. Let's go ahead and test it. It didn't align my box in the center. Why not? Let's see if this is even forcing it to move. PADD padding. Let me try this again. Text. Margin 0, content, okay, padding dash left. Let's go 60 px. Actually, let's go 120 px. Save that. And I should just be able to go back to Dreamweaver, refresh. Okay, so it is controlling the code. I spaced it over too far. Let's go half that. Save. Refresh. So another maybe 20, knock off 20 pixels and it will be centered. 20. Save. Okay, so let me test a few things to see if we can get the center thing to work. Okay, so the issue. Sorry, I had to pause the video real quick. For some reason, none of this is working to center it, and I'm gonna have to look into that. We might have to put the whole thing in another div class to force this to be um, centered by margin and the text align. But for right now, media player div. See, it's its own div ID. I don't understand why it's not letting us choose how to center it. But maybe below this tutorial in the comment section, I'll add the how to center the issue later because I'm running out of time here. Anything else? But yeah, padding. You can add padding to force to kind of eyeball it. Maybe 35 is not enough. Let's go 38. Save. Refresh it. 38 is about square even. So that looks pretty even. And then of course, if I want some padding on the top, padding top, and let's say 10px, and save it, and refresh. Gives me some padding there. So everything works, pretty cool. Of course, I can stack one player on top of the other. I could create borders. So it's a really nice feature. I really like this Flash player. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it covered everything that you were looking for a player that's one player to rule them all and one player to bind them. Really, it comes down to. All right, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'll catch you guys later.